When I started this section, I mentioned that I had two examples I was going to show us for using the microphone looper to sing and experience harmony. But I have a little bonus for you. This past week, doing my adolescent psychiatry work, I had a group of 14 adolescents and I brought the mic looper. I've done things with kids all the time, but this day was exceptional and I tried something I never really did before, kind of by the seat of my pants, but it worked beautifully and engaged the kids wonderfully. They got to sing, experience, what harmony was like. One youngster at the end even said how beautiful it sounded. And it got them out of their comfort zone, singing and then hearing themselves recorded, like a lot of us don't like to do that. But let me just share with you what I did with them. And this is by far more simple than the previous examples I showed you. And what it very simply is having people sing chord changes. And I had two chord changes. First thing I did, I just showed them this. I said, we're going to sing in harmony these chords. And I just played a C major 7, 9. I did it in 6/8 to make it sound musical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the second chord is an F major 7. Now if you want, grab some staff paper and write these notes out, but you really don't have to. I'm just going to tell you the notes that I had all of us sing individually on the looper with a microphone to make these chord changes. The first chord, as I said, is a C major 7, 9. A C major 7 is spelled C, E, G, B, and then on top of that, the extension, I added the ninth, which is a D. So 5 notes for the first chord. So once again, starting from the bottom, C, E, G, B is the spelling of a C major 7 chord. Add the ninth at the top, D, C, E, G, B, D. And the second chord, I wanted to have 5 notes also, so I did an F major 7 over C. So like if you see it on music, maybe you'd see it with a slash chord if you saw guitar nomenclature. But F major 7 over C is spelled C, then the F major 7, F, A, C, E. Once again, C in the bass, C, F, A, C, E. So the first lowest part just stays constant on C. So let me demonstrate what I did with them. So once again, C major 7, 9 to F major 7 and 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. So the first thing I did is I played the first note of the chord changes. C major 7, 9, the first note is a C. F major 7 over C, over the fifth, is C. So this first chord change of the bass part goes C to C. La. So I started with that. And what I did was I demonstrated it. And after I demonstrated it, I asked the group, did any of you sing it softly to yourself? Who hears that note? Who could duplicate it? And a couple kids raised their hand. So they came up and sang it. So this first one is C to C. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. La, 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 la. Here's the first note. So the second note of these chord changes goes E to F. La, la. Same thing. First I did it myself. Then, after it went through a couple times, I asked the group, who hears this note? Who can duplicate this? And a youngster or two raised their hand. Then they came up and added it to the looper. So first I get the looper going. I'm going E to F. La. And I turn the looper on. La. 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 There's the second note. The third note up in our chord change, C major 7, 9 to F major 7. The third note up is G to A. La, 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 la. Same routine. I demonstrated it. I asked the kids who heard it, who could sing it, and then one of the group members came up and added this part. Got the looper going. La, la. Turned it out. La, 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 la. There we go. La, la. And this was the hardest one, even for me to sing. It's a half step, B to C. So this is the major 7 of the C major 7/9 chord, going to the 5th of the F major 7 chord. So one of the better singers in the group was able to do this very nicely. So I demonstrated it, then I asked, then the group member came up. Got it going? La, 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 la. There it is. One more note now. So the 9th is is the top extension of the C major 7/9 chord. The 9th of a C major 7 is a D. So this one goes D to E. Now I was glad someone sang this because this is approaching the top of my range. So and this is the major 7 of the F major 7. So the 9th to the major 7 of the F chord, D to E. Same thing, I demonstrated, then I asked who heard it, who could sing it, then the group member came up. Top of my range, but I'll give it a shot. La, 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 la. It just like I'm going, oh, I hate the way that sounds. The kids did that, a few of them did that, and that's the age-old experience of hearing your voice on tape and going, ugh, cringing when you hear it. But everybody had a ball, and then when it was all done, when this whole chord change was on the loop and recorded vocally, la, la, la. Sure enough, one of the group members just really honestly said how beautiful that sounded. So the kids got a chance to have fun with music, got to do, the cringe thing with their peers and have fun with that, but others got to show off that they could sing and got a lot of good feedback, and a lot of success came from that they were able to put their best foot forward. And a matter of fact, prior to the group, the staff told me out of the 14 kids, there was a female and a male who just didn't want to have nothing to do with anything of treatment. They had just got there. And guess who did the most, I think 2 or 3 notes out of the whole chord, was a young man, and that was the young man who really didn't want to engage in anything thus far, in the psych setting. But he really got to put his best foot forward. Again, got a lot of great feedback from his peers, made some beautiful music, and it was very engaging for all. So try that, and I'm going to do this more. Like I said, this is something I just thought of by the seat of my pants. You can do any chord changes, whatever. It was just really, really a fruitful music experience using the mic looper singing harmony. So I hope you enjoyed this piece about using the microphone looper. And before I leave you, let me just tell you this one experience. When I was in music therapy school, Eastern Michigan, one year when I was in choir, they had a regional choir concert going on. And I was part of a choir with 300 people from other colleges. And it was one of the most exhilarating music experiences I've ever had. So using the mic looper vocally with harmony, learning harmony, singing harmony, experiencing harmony, like I've been saying, is a wonderful thing we can do with our clients or just making music. You can do it by ourselves. Using the mic looper, you can layer as many parts as you want. So it's really useful for that, and it's a wonderful music experience. So have fun with the mic looper, singing, practicing, and experiencing harmony.